Do you feel like you're doing all the right things when it comes to diet and exercise and still struggling to shift the excess weight? Stay tuned. I'm Linda Vezzoli. I'm a nutritional therapist and health coach specializing in women's health. And in this video, we're going to be looking at 5 reasons why you may not be losing weight. Weight loss is a topic that often comes up in my conversation with clients during our consultations. A lot of messaging and marketing in the wellness sphere is heavily focused on weight loss. And yet, I have many clients who feel like they're doing all the right things and not seeing a shift in their weight, or in some cases may even see their weight creep up. So if it's really as simple as eating less and moving more, then what gives? Let's have a look at 5 reasons why you're not losing weight. You are running on stress hormones. Yes, you heard that right. Stress can actually cause you to gain weight. When our body perceives a threat or danger, it will release the hormone cortisol from the adrenal glands. This hormone has many important functions, including regulating the body's stress response, releasing glucose from the liver for energy in times of stress. So think about that extra energy needed to fight or flee a danger, for example. It also regulates blood pressure and suppresses inflammation in the short term, though chronic cortisol release has the opposite effect in the long term. It controls our sleep-wake cycle, so we naturally have higher levels of cortisol in the morning to get us out of bed and ready for the day, and they wane as we approach bedtime. Cortisol also has an impact on how we metabolize proteins, carbs, and fats for energy. Now, when we're faced with acute stress, this stress hormone helps us focus on the crisis we're facing by increasing blood sugar and blood pressure and slowing down other processes that are not essential for survival, such as appetite, immunity, digestion, and reproduction. And this is a good thing. However, if the threat never goes away, so if we're in a chronically stressed state, we will find ourselves with high blood pressure and high blood sugar, which can have a negative impact on our health. So how does this affect our weight loss goals? Well, every time you're stressed, the adrenals secrete adrenaline and cortisol, which promote the release of stored glucose into the bloodstream to give us energy to fight or flee, as we saw before. But what goes up must come down, and when the threat of the stress has subsided, we might see a blood sugar crash, which sends us straight for the biscuits and the chocolate. Have you ever noticed how sugar cravings seem to be worse during times of stress? That would be the body trying to get a quick hit of energy to get back into balance. So stress can have a negative impact on our food choices and make it harder to stick to a healthy diet. In addition, cortisol has an impact on our metabolism, making it harder to lose weight. The adrenals and the thyroid are very closely connected, and once our thyroid is slowed down, it can be a lot harder to shift those pesky pounds. More on that in a second. Finally, long-term cortisol secretion seems to be associated with weight gain, especially around the middle, also called a cortisol belly. This visceral fat can further impact our weight loss goals by acting as an endocrine gland and releasing hormones into the bloodstream. These can cause inflammation, insulin resistance, and hormonal imbalances. So if you're trying to lose weight, lowering stress is a must. Identify any potential stressors in your life. This could be anything from work stress, financial worries, being in an unhappy relationship, family feuds, but also lack of sleep, over-exercising, under-eating or not eating nutrient-dense foods, exposure to blue light and electromagnetic frequencies, chemicals and toxins in our environment, or even our mindset. You are not eating enough. Yes, you heard me. One of the things I see most often in my practice is women simply under-eating. Now, this can be intentional or unintentional. When we start a weight loss regimen and cut calories, we may see some initial weight loss, but after a while, our body will start to adapt to this new normal and slow down our metabolism to be able to survive on a lowered calorie intake. This is where you may see your weight loss plateau and may feel tempted to cut calories even more. But all this will do is slow down your metabolic function even more and send your body into conservation mode. If you're interested in finding out more about how this mechanism works, I would highly recommend you check out Ansel Keys' Minnesota starvation experiment conducted in the 1940s, which showed the physiological and psychological effects of dieting on healthy young men. My colleague Mike Murphy also filmed a great video about why diets don't work, which will pop up on the screen now. Another way that undereating can affect our weight loss goals is that when we're not eating enough food to fuel our body's daily energy needs, this can lead to binges as the body's way of getting the energy and nutrients that it needs. I see countless clients who feel like they're addicted to food or unable to stop eating late at night, when in reality they're simply not eating enough during the day. Other clients have a very low calorie intake during the week and then find themselves eating a lot over the weekend and therefore have very large inconsistencies with food intake across the week. Now, this can confuse the body and send it into conservation mode again. Think of it this way. If you had a boss who 1 month paid you £1,000, the next month paid you £2,000, the next month paid you nothing, how safe would you feel to splash out on non-essential purchases? You would most likely ensure that you always have enough money saved to pay your rent, your bills, and essentials rather than going on holiday, right? Well, that's the same thing with our bodies. Ensuring that you're consistently eating enough to fuel your daily activities will help your body feel safe enough to let go of the reserves that it's holding on to for a rainy day. So if you've been chronically undereating and are putting on weight, doing something called a reverse diet could actually help you. Work with a nutritional therapist to figure out what the best nutrient requirements are for you. You are over-exercising. Now, we all know that moving our bodies daily is crucial for overall health, but over-exercising may be inadvertently causing our body more stress, especially if coupled with a restricted diet or if we're already in a stressed state. Now, let's clarify one thing. Sometimes people may find that the number on the scales goes up when they start to exercise because they're actually building muscle. So the scales may not be a reliable method to track your progress, and I would actually argue that we should ditch them altogether, frankly. If you're starting an exercise regimen to improve your body composition, taking progress photos and measurements may be a more reliable tracking tool. Having said that, if you find yourself working out every day of the week with no rest days, or are doing too intense an exercise regimen and are starting to put on weight, then that could be a sign that your body is feeling stressed, and you may need to reconsider the frequency and intensity, as well as the type of exercise that you're doing. Now, no one is saying that you need to sit on your butt and be a couch potato, but taking rest days and doing more restorative types of exercise, such as walking, yoga, and stretching, may be more beneficial to your body composition goals than very high-intensity exercise or chronic cardio, such as running or spinning. Strength training is a fantastic exercise for body composition, by the way, and can really sculpt a fabulous physique without finding yourself hyperventilating on the floor at the end of each workout. You are not sleeping enough or well. Did you know that the average adult spends 33% of their lives sleeping? So if a third of our lives are reliant on sleep, then it must be quite an important function for our bodies, right? Anyone who's had a sleepless night can attest that it can affect not only your energy levels the next day, but our mood, our ability to think, and even the ability to make healthy choices. That is, not reaching for the donuts and coffee. Having the odd night of suboptimal sleep will not do much long-term damage, but if we're chronically sleep deprived or are not sleeping well, then we are heading down a dangerous path. If you're having trouble sleeping, this could be impairing your health goals, as you will be running on the stress hormones adrenaline and cortisol, which we spoke about earlier. Yep, you guessed it, suboptimal sleep is considered a stressor to the body, and not only can it sabotage willpower and cause cravings the next day, but the activation of cortisol and adrenaline will further affect our blood sugar regulation, sending us on a blood sugar roller coaster, making it harder to stick to healthy eating habits. And stress hormones in return can impact our sleep, so round and round we go. So if you're wanting to lose weight, prioritize sleep. Look into your bedtime routine. Is it conducive to sleep? What about your stress levels during the day? Are you spending time outside, especially in the mornings, to set your body clock? Are you eating enough and well during the day so that you don't get to bedtime in a stressed state? If you want to find out more about sleep, check out our other video here. Your thyroid function is not optimal. Remember a while back when we were talking about the adrenals and the thyroid being connected? Well, what does that have to do with weight loss? The thyroid is a butterfly-shaped gland in your throat, which has many functions in the body. one of which is metabolism, or how efficiently our body uses our food for energy. If our thyroid is not functioning optimally, you may notice a lot of slowing down symptoms such as low energy levels, sluggish digestion, low mood, and weight gain, or the inability to lose weight. Other signs of low thyroid function are cold hands and feet, hair loss, issues with our menstrual cycles, and difficulty getting or staying pregnant. Now, the thyroid and the adrenals are very closely linked, and I have seen countless thyroid issues being triggered by stress, over-exercising, undernourishment, and even very low-carb diets. So if you're struggling to lose weight or are suddenly putting on weight, and you're also experiencing some of the hypothyroid symptoms mentioned earlier, you may want to have your thyroid checked. Thyroid issues can be identified with a simple blood test. So there you have it, 5 reasons why you may be struggling to lose weight. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with our latest content. So the key message here is that diets don't work in the long term, and you need to be healthy to lose weight, not the other way around. The key is restoring metabolic health so that our bodies feel safe to shed any excess weight and maintain it with ease. Let us know in the comments below if any of these points resonated with you. Until next time.